letter from the Gantry.
Reaching the Gantry at Brentford's G-Tech Community Stadium is as easy as it gets in the Premier League. There's a lift from the level known as B1, where the television trucks are all parked, up to floor 4 at the top of the main stand. Then comes a short walk along a smartly decorated corridor into the spacious platform itself. There are several excellent broadcast points to satisfy we commentators who crave a good view, and space for ourselves and our co-commentators in which to operate. At the Chelsea game, my partner was the sharp-eyed, analytically minded Courtney Sweetman-Kirk. The hard part, if you're not in the know, is finding the stadium itself, squeezed in as it is between a motorway flyover, a couple of train lines and blocks of flats. The big Chiswick roundabout on the A4 can be a distraction too. Get it wrong and you could be heading up the North Circular or going south of the Thames over Kew Bridge. Taking your eyes off the road is even more dangerous than usual. If you look for a sighting of the stadium from your car, you will not find one. This is the 6th year since the move from the far more spottable Griffin Park, famed for having a pub outside each of the stadium's 4 corners. It is Brentford's 5th consecutive season in the top flight, equalling their only previous spell either side of the Second World War. These are the only seasons in which the Bees have faced the Blues of Chelsea in the league. After the recent 2-2, the record now reads 5 draws. This, incidentally, was a 4th in a row at Brentford's new build home, and 7 wins apiece. Brentford's last home victory over Chelsea remains in October 1938. 1-0, the scorer Bobby Reid, dubbed back then as the Flying Scotsman. They are now managed by an inspirational Irishman in Keith Andrews, only the 3rd man born in the Republic to take full charge of a Premier League club, after Joe Kinnear and Roy Keane. Andrews was a surprise choice, but was promoted from within, like his illustrious predecessor, Thomas Frank, who has made such an impressive start in his new post at Spurs. The Chelsea game was only his 4th ever in the so-called hot seat, and actually took place on his 45th birthday. He had spells earlier as an assistant at MK Dons and Sheffield United, for example, and worked with the Republic of Ireland FA in various capacities. As a player, he didn't win the first of his 35 Republic caps until he was 28. So previously, he's also had to wait his turn and his time. His promotion came from within after a single season with Brentford as their set-piece guru. Now, I've seen Keith at first hand working as a pundit on Sky Sports and can vouch for his communication skills, a very important tool in managing the modern-day elite player. But his greatest attribute may well be his understanding of a club that is comfortable in its own skin. There are no pretensions at Brentford, no sense of entitlement. They continually improve players and know that they will profit from that. In their own words, we make our own way. In our corner of London, we do things differently, driven by data, rooted in our community, and united by our passion for the game. In the round cake of the capital and its football, Brentford have a slice, but accept that compared to others, it's not much more than a sliver. On the night, Chelsea had to deal with the side with the highest percentage of forward passes up to that point in the Premier League this season. But not the home side's most creative player. Mikkel Damsgaard had fallen ill overnight and missed out on what would have been his 100th appearance for the club. So in simple terms, against quantity of possession and quality and depth of the opposition squad, Brentford's weapons were sharp counter-attacks and set pieces. The first put Keith Andrews' side 1-0 up, a magnificent ball from the Premier League returnee and still England midfielder Jordan Henderson. It set the speedy Kevin Schade on his way to score. And after Chelsea had strutted their stuff in the second half and gone ahead 2-1, it was Schade's long throw that created pandemonium around the Chelsea goal for Fabio Carvalho to tap in a well-deserved equaliser. Schade, one of at least 4 on the Brentford team sheet with ammunition in their arms as well as their feet. After match week 4, Brentford have just 4 points, but they are one of only 3 Premier League clubs to score in all 4 of their games, along with Liverpool and Bournemouth. Top-level football so far has delivered only a smallish number of matches with both teams scoring, about 33%. But this was the latest of those. A great watch from the G-Tech Gantry, and it served up the first 2-2 draw of this Premier League season.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Brentford, is that how you see Brentford?
I just love Brentford. Every time I go there, even now, I mean, I went there when in their 4. I've been in the 4 pubs on the Griffin Park.
Who hasn't?
I
think I've interviewed Stan Bowles in all 4 of them.
Yeah, I was quickly introduced to the 4 pubs when I was there as a 17-year-old by the senior pros. It's a great club. And even with the way that they've done the new stadium, they've done it really well. The build up before games, they get the music going, and it's always a tough place to go. And I always love going there. It feels like a second home for me, Brentford.
The crowd was just under 17,000, obviously capacity. Do you think they missed a trick, or do you think it is necessary to? I don't know how easy it'll be to develop it in that space. Don't you think it could now go to 23, 24,000? Do what Brighton did with the Abbott.
See what Fulham come up with in 10 years' time, having now got almost an elite stadium with the sense of history on one side of the ground and the newness on the riverside with massive stand and massive prices as well.
Yeah.
So whether they're still the same Fulham that obviously you had such a great time with, and as football lovers we all respect and realise they had their own identity.
Yeah, I just think now where football's going and the stadiums, they've just got to be so careful. I mean, like Brighton, for instance, they're developing now. Fulham have, Crystal Palace have eventually. I think teams are so scared of going too big too soon and then filling the stadium that they've just got to be careful. Everyone wants to just be a well-established Premier League team, but everyone's so scared as well that they could fall down at the drop of a hat because it's getting more and more competitive.
Even Manchester City are still going bigger, but who's to say? I mean, they have worked really hard on trying to fill that gap between how they were when they were in the 3rd tier not that long ago.
Yeah. Brentford Stadium, again, I think looking at it, when it's empty, they've got the different colour seats going round. And I think that was a case of if the stadium is half empty, it will still look like it's full. Yeah. So again, it's a mindset of going, right, we need to just protect ourselves because you never know in this industry, as quick as you're up there, you can come plummeting down.
Ability and algorithms. That's Brentford and Brighton as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great model. It really, really is a great model. And when it works, it really, really works. But look, ultimately, it's always for the fans. Match day experience is for the fans. Stadium experience, what Fulham have done in terms of that new Riverside stand, which is phenomenal, by the way, and how they've opened it up 24/7 behind that as well. So, yeah, as long as football is slowly going towards being clinical, it can still be fun, enjoyable. Obviously, what's on the pitch at the start, but obviously anything in and around it as well is the most important thing.